Good morning, everybody. This is Charles with the Exodus Logistics Learning Centers, which features the Dispatcher 101 training for beginners, as well as the Freight Broker 101 training for beginners. I'd like to welcome you guys. It is November 1st. We are having our 20%. I've reinstated, I guess you, or brought back by popular demand, the 20% off special for YouTube subscribers. So, Daryl Tuma, good morning. Happening YouTube subscribers. Okay, 20% off. Promo code. Let me do that too. So when you go check out, is 20 YouTube November, all one word. Okay. Let me grab something real quick. All right. There we go. Someone's calling me. So 20, any questions? Mornings, top of the morning. Good morning. Grand Rising. It's great, Charles. Good morning. People are just commenting. Let me just put my phone on vibrate. All right. So questions, comments, concerns. We had a good September with the promotion. So we had 10% for the promotion, 10% off of YouTube subscribers. Oh, congratulations to the channel. We have about 15,000 subscribers now. It's not a bad channel. It's growing. We have over this year alone, we have over 1,300 members enrolled into the training. So, do you have training for the best way to pick up partials for hot shots? So I have one of my students is a hot shot specialist. So if you were to enroll in a training, I can pretty much directly connect you with that person and go from there. D Dimitrivsky. Oh, that's D. Okay, billboard looking good, man. Congrats. Yes, the billboard is going to launch on the 6th of December. So that was just a mock-up, an example. So good morning, Deborah. So those of you who are subscribers to the YouTube channel but are not enrolled in the training, just a consideration for you guys. So for the training, to enroll in the training, and we're growing. We've redone our templates, dispatch agreement and profile. We've added a template for a spreadsheet template for keeping track of your back office information. So Michael asks, Mr. Charles, how's the box truck market? I meet people who tell me they only have a box truck. The box truck market, it is a, what's the word I'm looking for? It is a niche market, a specialized skill set. So, and you have to have a certain skill set and know a certain area to deal with box trucks, LTL freight, partials, make sure it goes in the box truck. You have to be mindful of dimensions, weight, things of that nature, Michael. There are specialized load boards that you can bid on for box trucks to take advantage of. So depending on the area of the country you live in, and the market in that area, whether or not you want to deal with brokers or direct customers to find loads for your box truck. Select This and My Virtual Fleet are two websites that focus on box trucks. A lot of people are getting box trucks. I have a team in Atlanta, or that I know of, Yael Transport, Tam and Sheldon Moore, so they can help you as well. Good morning, LaDonna. How are you? LaDonna is the best assistant, the best helper, the best person on the team that I have, her and Treve. And we're adding more. We're adding Lewis, or Louis, I think it is Lewis, adding Shantae. We're just adding different skill sets to our XU. We're building a university feel, XU, where different skill sets, in addition to the transportation, in addition to dispatching, to have. So, okay. Any questions while I'm on here? So I just wanted to pop in and say, welcome to the month of November. It is the official launching of the 20% off, like in September, special for YouTube subscribers. Okay. So, and let me respond to a couple of questions and inquiries here. So we have a promo code of 20 YouTube November. So when you go to check out for the ongoing training, you can enter that in there. So the promotion for the month is for the whole month, from today until 30 days in November. So from today, Markeisha Wheeler, from today until November 30th, that special is going 20% off of the ongoing price, the current price, $3.99. So when you go to order it, either PayPal, credit, or debit card, there should be a little link that says promo code. You enter that in there, 2020 YouTube November. Let me retype that in there. That's the promo code to take advantage of the 20% special. Okay. And there is the link as well, 20% off for the month of November. And that is 11/1 to 11/30, right? There we go. Make sure I make it very clear and concise for everybody. All right. So Dispatcher 101 training for beginners. We talk about the very basic concepts of being an independent freight dispatcher. We talk about business setups, different concepts as far as getting a business license from your name and everything like that. Charles, how do you overcome a lot of resistance from carriers when making cold calls? By switching up your methodology of going after carriers. Maybe if you're not as successful at using cold calls, going after carriers, then switch it up to another method. Email campaigns, text campaigns, social media, visiting truck stops. So, do you have students in Texas? Yes, I have plenty of students in Texas. So I have about 1,300 students this year alone. So I can pretty much in my spreadsheet do a search for Texas and go from there. Is the dispatcher field oversaturated? Lamar Holyfield said that. I'll be honest with you. Yes, it is. But here's the caveat to that. It is oversaturated with dispatchers who do not have a clue of what they're doing. So our training, we're trying to unsaturate that concept from the minds of people who are interested in starting a business as a freight dispatcher. We're trying to remove that mentality that the market is oversaturated. It's oversaturated with people who don't know how to properly dispatch, send their carriers to areas into and out of to get freight and things of that nature. So yes and no. It's oversaturated with dispatchers who don't know what they're doing. It's undersaturated with dispatchers who are learning it to do it the right way. Okay, and that's what that's our goal, is to show you the right way. Thank you for your kind words, Tiffany. Take advantage of this offer. Charles is one of the best. I appreciate the kind words. So I'm humbled by the kind words. I try to just give my information that I know and share. So, but yeah, independent freight dispatcher, those individuals who get an agreement with the carriers, the truck drivers, the owner operators, dispatcher agreement, carrier profile. The dispatcher agreement, as a review, is the contract between you and that carrier, if you will, that truck driver, that owner operator. We advise you guys in our beginner training, because remember, our beginner training is for those who know very little, if anything, about being a freight dispatcher. So we advise you guys to target the carriers who have the 53-foot, the three major semis, the three major equipment types. The carriers who have the 53-foot dry van trailers, equipment type, the 53-foot refrigerated or temperature control equipment type, and then finally the 48 or 53-foot flatbed equipment type. Okay, so those are the ones that we have you target. Let's see, right? Because I was moved by the testimony from the young lady I watched last night. She had me in tears. Oh, you must be speaking about Choyanda. Yes, I was moved by her story too. She lost one of her children to murder, and she's taking care of the kids that her grandkids. So she's raising them, and it's kind of difficult. So I said I will let you in for free and suspend your monthly subscription for the year. So let's see, Consultant Dame 2019. What she said, I was referred and told he's the best. Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you. So going back to the explanation of the dispatching concept, we focus on starting out, because tell me if this makes sense, guys. It makes sense to target three major equipment types because those are the ones that you can find out here the easiest. You can find them the easiest on the roads. You throw a rock on any interstate, you're going to hit one of those three, the dry van, flatbeds, or reefers. You can find loads for them on the load boards the easiest, and they pay the better rates. You can negotiate better rates for those. The other equipment types, we're not telling you to stay away from them, but you can eventually target those once you learn the concepts of dispatching. But why not make your transition into the industry easier by targeting the equipment types that you can get loads for the most or the quickest, if you will. So that's what we do. That's what we recommend. That's what we advise. Oh, okay. So, you said no, the lady from Detroit. Shantae, she's doing very well with her 3 or 4 carriers. I think she's doing. Last I know, she was doing like 28 to 3,000 a week, 2,800 to 3,000 a week for independent freight dispatcher with 4 carriers, right? So if you do the numbers on that, let's just say 3,000, right? Times 4 weeks, that's 12,000. Times 12 months, that's 144,000 gross. You figure you're going to write your expenses off, especially the business expenses. So you're going to lower your net. So you get taxed less, right? You lower your what's called taxable income. So you get taxed less, and then after you pay your taxes, whatever is left is called retained earnings. That's after tax money. So you're bringing that home. So that's how business. So you have to understand, once you go into business, you have to understand business, right? You have to start learning the business. So that expression, mind your business, when you tell somebody to mind your business, when somebody tells me to mind my business, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm minding my business. I'm doing my business. I literally don't have time to be in other people's business, right? Because I'm too busy minding mine, right? Or developing mine, or growing mine, or building mine for all you new business owners, right? Who are starting a business. So, so we go over that. We teach you about the equipment types as new dispatching companies, teach you about business setup, advise you about business setup. We don't really do it for you, but we point you in the right direction and give you concepts and ideas. Also, we go over the different strategies and methods of going after carriers. We talk about load boards. What is a load board? What's the load board's functionality? How to use the load board, how to navigate the load boards, what are some of the features of the load boards that's going to be beneficial for you. We show you different negotiating strategies, how to include either your flat rate or your percentage that you're charging as a dispatching company on top of the rate of of the load that's posted by the broker or shipper. We also show you how to calculate a good starting point for a carrier if a broker or shipper does not post a rate on the load board, where you're wondering, well, how do I know what to calculate? What are the resources that we use, right, to as a starting point or as a point of reference? We have those in our members portal. We have other resources in our members portal. We have templates, documents, forms, ebooks, glossary, load boards. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Recorded, because all of our trainings are recorded. So we have recorded a training videos library. There's so much content for the price. It's just insane, if you will. So this month, I just wanted to come on here. Today is the 1st of November. It's 10:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Virginia. Just to announce or re-announce the re-implementation of the 20% off special for the month of November, November 1st through November 30th, for all of our YouTube subscribers, right? So if you subscribe to this YouTube channel, Dispatcher One-on-One Training for Beginners, and you have not taken advantage of the training portal, if you still have an interest in being your own boss, starting your own business, own company in the freight dispatching arena or area, then consider us as an option. I'm sure as a business person or someone who is aspiring to start a business, you are doing your due diligence and your research and determining, and you probably come up with 3 to 5 different trainers or different companies that you are considering, and which is fine. If you're supposed to do that as a business owner, you're supposed to look for options that are viable for you and in the best interest of you and your goals and your mission statement of your company. So hopefully we are on that list, and hopefully we will be a consideration for you. So Markeisha said, basically, I'm at the point of just starting and trusting the process, thinking how I was going to pay for the class. And this morning, offer 20% off this morning. Yeah, so right on time, right? Won't he do it? May not come when you want to, but he's right on time, right? So just wanted to provide another opportunity for those who are kind of on the fence to come into a program that's already the cheapest dispatching program out here, hands down. So we off, and for so much content, if it were me, it would be a no-brainer. But you know, you trust everyone has their own different processes. So yeah, okay. You all have a blessed day at work. Just dropping in. I work for the school district special education. Very good. Good for you. I commend you. Life skills, which I enjoy. Just want to start my own business. Yes. Teachers are one of a profession that's underappreciated, underpaid, underrespected, and overworked, because you are shaping the young minds of tomorrow. So how you do that is very important. So I commend you. And now you have an extra challenge in being in the special education division, life skills. So Markeisha, salute to you and all the teachers who are maybe listening on here. I respect you guys. You are shaping the young minds, developing those inquisitive minds, impressionable minds. So what you put in their minds can be have a lasting and foundational effect on the mind. So you want to make sure that you put the right and truthful information in the minds, right? So when they develop and become young men and young women, they will be our leaders of tomorrow. So teachers are very important. Again, they are underrepresented, underappreciated, and overworked, as well as underpaid, right? I think teachers should be making 6 figures easily from elementary to high school, easily 6 figures, right? So that's just my take on it. Because again, you are shaping the young minds of the future. So commend you, salute to you, good luck to you at work, especially in your case too. Special education, that's even more of a challenge. But all teachers should be getting 6 figures minimum. That shouldn't even be up for discussion. If you got government officials making that amount and they do nothing and they make the country worse, why not pay those individuals who deserve to be paid a good salary, right? Because you're wondering, right, well, I'm in a profession that's shaping minds, but I'm not being compensated for. So I have to do other things because I have to start my own business because I'm not, in a position where I should be. So, yeah. But salute to all the teachers. Continue to do your work. You are appreciated, at least by me. I'm sure others agree there. Deborah Monroe said exactly. So she must have some teacher background or just agree. So yes, but and as an instructor myself, you have to understand and know who your audience is, right? In order to reach them. My audience are those individuals who know very little, if anything, about the freight dispatching business or the freight brokering business. So that's why I titled it accordingly, Dispatcher 101 Training for Beginners, as well as Freight Broker 101 Training for Beginners under the umbrella of the Exodus Logistics Learning Center, ELLC. So, but this live today is mainly for the announcement of the November 1st through November 30th YouTube 20% off special for all the YouTube subscribers of the channel, of this channel, Dispatcher 101 Training for Beginners. So, okay. Any final thoughts? I always say I didn't want to stay on it this long, but it usually goes to an hour. It's about 20 minutes at this point. So any questions, comments, concerns about this announcement, what's going on, how to take advantage of it, or the website? I think I put the website up there. I will do it once again. And I will type in the promo code once again. Promo code is 20 YouTube November. So, all right, won't be on here too long for you guys. I'll go ahead and get off. And okay, so November special, 20% off YouTube Dispatcher 101 Training for Beginners subscribers. Lamar said, I've been a trucker for 14 years, just a little nervous about jumping in the game. Well, I'll give you this information, Lamar. It'll be an easier transition for you because you have been a trucker. So were you an owner operator or a company driver? Or I should say, are you an owner operator or a company driver? So because there is a difference. So I just wanted to bring that. And even if you are a company driver or an owner operator, then you have contacts with carriers, truck drivers at truck stops. If you are over the road, you see a lot of things, you know the lingo, you know the language. So people who are former or current truck drivers transitioning into another aspect of the transportation industry, like dispatching or freight brokering, you have an advantage because you speak the language. Right? You are a carrier, so you speak the language of the carrier. So when you go talk to the carrier or owner operator, truck driver, trying to sell your service now as a freight dispatcher for them, it should be easier for you because you understand the lingo, right? So just go for it. Pat Williams, when does the class start for November? Just got here. So our trainings, our live trainings, well, before I mention that, if you enroll in the ongoing training, that is a self-paced learn as you go. So you can log in anytime once you are approved with your created email and password. But we have live trainings 3 days a week, every week, unless there's some reason we cancel it. Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturdays at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, and Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So those are the same times every week, the same Zoom login. We have the trainings, the live trainings via Zoom. So the login credentials are the same, and the days and times 3 times a week are always the same. So Lamar said company currently, but I've been a 1099 that allowed me to run under his authority. So you run under someone's authority as a 1099 independent contractor. So I assume that they are allowing you to find your own loads, or they are at least assisting you with loads with an internal dispatch person. So in either case, once you decide to get your own authority, or you decide to go into either dispatching or freight brokering, Mr. Omar, then we'll be here as an option for you to kind of guide you if you decided to take our training either on the dispatching side or on the freight broker side. So completely up to you. Okay. So any other questions, comments before we get off? Just want to make sure we have 25 minutes. Just doing a time check. Let me check the just a mock-up. All right, we're good. All right, going once, going twice. No other final questions? Okay. As a final conclusion, just wanted to re-announce. Thank you guys. Thank you. Some 15,000 YouTube subscribers to tuning in to this channel for the content. I will continue to add more content as we go to keep you interested. So More Money asks, what's the difference between a broker and a dispatcher? Very good question. So a freight broker is someone who Ty and I look forward to joining your team. Okay, Consultant Dame 2019, appreciate that. So a freight broker is someone who is a logistics provider. They are someone who arranges for the transportation of the freight. They procure or get the freight from their customers, who are the shippers, and then broker them to the carriers. And they charge a certain percentage, certain margins for that. That's how they make their money. So they may get shipments from shippers, their customers, for like a $5,000 load tender. They may mark off 20%, which is $1,000, and then resell that load or broker it to a carrier for $4,000. And so they made $1,000. That's what brokers do. To become a broker, you need to have a broker authority or a broker license, a bond to protect the interests of the shipper and the carriers. The bonds are usually in the value of $75,000 bond. It's either a surety bond or a trust fund, a BMC 84 or BMC 85. You need a UCR, you need insurance, you need a BOC3, which is a designation of a process agent. The purpose of that is if someone was to file a claim on you as a broker, you would have someone designated to accept all that paperwork, to like you've been served kind of thing. So, and insurance. So these are the qualifiers for a freight broker, someone who has the authority to arrange for the transportation of freight, if you will. So, and then a dispatcher, none of those requirements are required for the dispatcher. The dispatcher is someone who contracts with a carrier, an owner operator, and works for the carriers, the owner operators, the truck drivers, and finds loads from the brokers who posted those loads on the load boards and book those loads with the broker on behalf of the carrier. They're basically like an administrative person for the truck driver. So while the truck driver is driving, the dispatcher is finding their next load and keeping track of administrative things if they choose to do that as well. Dispatchers do not need any type of authority. If you're going to be an independent dispatcher, you need a business license, right? An LLC, EIN, and then maybe some software like a load board, your back-end support, Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, the normal business startup things. But as far as the major requirements that are like similar to a freight broker, none of that is required on the dispatcher side. So hopefully that helped with your question and more money. Okay. All right. Any other ones? So it's easier to, More Money said, it's easier to dispatch than it is to broker. It's easier starting out, yes. It is easier to dispatch than broker because it's easier to try to get a carrier to get under a dispatcher agreement than it would be for a new broker to try to get a customer to broker their loads for them. So yes, to answer your question, yes, it's easier. If you get good customers as a broker, the earning potential could be greater and bigger, larger for you as a broker. But that's a big if. There are some underlying instances in that situation with that. Namely, qualifying to get loads from a shipper as a new broker. What shipper is going to trust you enough starting off? You just got your broker license, you have no book of business, no experience. So, but every broker has started at that point, at ground zero, if you will. And at some point, a shipper gave you the opportunity to prove yourself to that shipper as a broker. You quoted a lane or you accepted a target rate from that shipper, and then you proved yourself by finding trucks to broker those loads to and satisfy your customer, who is the shipper. So every broker you see out here now, all the big name brokers, the major brokers, Coyote, C.H. Robinson, TQL, they've started at the beginning. So they had to earn that point. The same for dispatchers too. You have to earn business from the carriers, but it's not as challenging on the dispatcher side as it is on the broker side. So, hey, Joseph Brown, how are you? One of the students. So dispatching is easy to learn, but finding owner operators is very difficult. So it depends on the method you use to find the owner operators, right? Truck stops with your flyers, your dispatch agreements, all your packet that you need to give to it. If you were at a truck stop and you catch an owner operator getting fuel, or you spark up a conversation with them and they show interest, would it not make sense to have your materials in front of you with you to give to them to go ahead and fill that out while they're on the road or what have you, right? So truck stops is an option. Cold calls is an option. Social media platforms, LinkedIn, get a LinkedIn account. Facebook groups. There's a lot of Facebook groups out there in the transportation space, owner operator groups, trucking groups, things like that. Twitter, Instagram. And then also you can do text and email blasts or campaigns, if you will. So yeah. How much does it cost to start brokering coming from dispatching? So whatever the startup cost, you mean someone's training or just in general? Veer asked that question. How much does it cost to start brokering coming from dispatching? If you're coming from dispatching into brokering, and you're looking at start either getting formal training, you want to include the formal training, or you're just saying to start a brokerage. So if you start a brokerage, then whatever those startup costs, like to get your broker license or your broker authority, you have to file the OP1 form with the fmcsa.dot.gov/registration site. So that is a start. That's $300. And then you have to pay for a bond, and that's based off of your personal credit. It's not based off of business credit. It's based off of personal credit because you haven't established a business yet. So they're using your personal credit to determine how much they're going to charge you for a $75,000 annual premium cost for that coverage. And I've seen as low as $750 for the year with bond companies to have a $75,000 coverage. Okay. Then you have to pay for your BOC3 filing. That's about $100 or less. Your UCR is about $100 or less. So you add those numbers up and then you ask yourself, do you have the expense to do that, right? Paying for load boards, paying for TMS systems, things of that nature. A TMS system, by the way, is a transportation management software. This is on the broker side. This is what helps keep brokers organized by keeping track of their shippers, their carriers, any assets that the broker may have, because you can be an asset-based brokerage. You can have your own trucking side under your brokerage and broker loads to the equipment types of your trucks. That's called an asset-based brokerage. Okay. What percentage does a broker charge an owner operator, or does that payment come out of the load from a load board? So the Buffalo Soldiers, I'm gonna call you, right? Sounds like it's French. Buffalo Soldier. So brokers get their payments from the customers, the shippers. So let's say you get let's say you quoted a lane for a shipper and you won that tender. Once you quote a lane and the shipper agrees with that, then you get a tender for that now. So this is a dispatching live YouTube channel, right? But we're talking about brokers apparently. You win that. Brokers margin, I'll just say this, 15 to 20% is a good starting margin for brokers to charge for their services to the shippers, okay? A-Star Jones, heard I encourage you all to get in this course if you can. Mr. Monday is knowledgeable, patient, and he is giving out so much information for us to be successful. Thank you, A-Star. James Young, hey, Charles, doing the carrier onboarding when it comes to getting the contract notarized. Could the dispatcher have it notarized instead of the driver to speed up the process? No, Mr. Young, that is not possible. The dispatcher cannot get it notarized because it is the carrier who is giving the dispatcher authorization to sign the broker carrier agreement and the rate confirmations on behalf of the carrier. So it is the carrier who has to have that notarized in front of the notary or mobile or electronically. It's the carrier giving authorization, not the dispatcher. So no. More money. How do I join your class, and does it matter that I live in New York? No, you can live anywhere in the country. I got people in South Africa, Australia, all over the world actually. Join the class. I just put the link there. You go to that site, that page, I should say, and enter the promo code for this month's. Obviously, you are a YouTube subscriber because you're on the channel right now, right? If you're not, just hit subscribe, right? To save 20%, all you have to do is click a button, click subscribe, right? And you get 20% off. So 20 YouTube November is the promo code, and then the link is there as well. Okay, so hopefully that helps you guys there. Any other final questions? We are at 36 minutes. I knew we were going to head toward an hour. I knew it. That's fine though. I had a little bit of free time before I have to head out, so it's good. So I'm putting together a merch store on the website too, to kind of brand and promote the brand. Put it on hats, t-shirts, jackets, mugs, towels, laptop cases. My product line is going to be out there, so trying to brand that. So okay. Any other? Now people are calling. It's always when you are doing something that people call you. Does that ever happen to you guys? So, oh, this is one of my students. So let me ask him. There. So, you are very inspiring. I appreciate that. So I'm about entrepreneurship, right? Business ownership, right? So starting a business, and I happen to be fortunate enough to be in an industry, in a space that, although there are over 200,000 shipping containers off the coast of California, LA, still waiting to come in as a bottleneck concept, and there's a driver shortage, the industry is still, and there's a pandemic and there's a recession, the industry is still booming, right? So you guys have chosen an industry to get involved in. You are just trying to figure out how to navigate it. Which way do I come in? Do I come in as a trucking company? Do I come in as a dispatcher? Do I come in as a freight broker? Whichever way you come in, once you come in, you are still going to be in an industry that is a multimodal, right? Intermodal or multimodal industry, 4 modes of transportation. Air, sea, rail, and trucking, right? Across all 4, that's a multi-trillion-dollar a year. The trucking side alone is over 800 plus billion. So there's wiggle room for you, right? So much wiggle room. Okay. We're about entrepreneurship. Even though you're coming in, you're starting a business, you're trying to be your own boss, control your own destiny. You're just trying to figure out which way to do that. And you're doing research. This is what you guys are currently doing, even being here. You're doing research. What's the best way to go, how to come in, things of that nature. So to make you say, is it better to take the dispatcher course before the freight broker course? I highly recommend that, but some people just come straight to freight broker. They don't want to be a dispatcher. They may know some shippers. They may know people who are brokers that can help them. But if you are brand new in the industry itself, I recommend coming in as a dispatcher to learn the language of the carrier and to learn the language of the broker. And then when you transition into brokering, that transition will be a little bit smoother for you. That's why I recommend that. That's just my take on it. We have other people who come in straight in as brokers, which is fine. So is it necessary to have an EIN to become a dispatcher? Yes. If you're going to be an independent dispatching business, then you need to act and behave as such, right? You get your business license and then you get an EIN and attach it to the business, right? To identify yourself for tax purposes as a business. An employer identification number, attach it to your LLC, your sole prop, whatever legal structure your business is, attach it to that. So most people come in as a LLC, limited liability company, and then they put their EIN to that, right? So when you file for your EIN with the www.irs.gov website, it normally asks you for a business name. So with that being said, then it's obvious, right, that you should have a business set up prior to applying for the EIN. So, okay. Someone's typing. Okay. And while I'm doing this, there. All right. Any more questions before? So we're at 41 minutes. We're moving along. I knew an hour was coming. So. All right. So I'm answering a question on the phone at the same time. Because one of my students now, he's doing very well. I got several students that are making six figures. So if you apply yourself, you definitely can do that. And it's not a hard application to do, right? It's not a hard applying. You just do the work, right? And with anything starting a new business, you just do the work, right? So the question becomes, what is the work? What are the steps? What are the things to do? Well, we have a network of people in our training that will also uplift and share with you. This network that if you're considered joining, it's not a selfish network. It's not every man for himself kind of thing. We love helping each other in Exodus. Love it, right? So Malik says he's in Pakistan. I used Northwest registered agent to form an LLC in the USA. Now they are charging $200 for EIN. Okay. I came in late. Is the 20% off both classes? It's for the dispatching right now. I may have to apply for the freight brokering too, but I have to go back in and create a marketing, because I had to create a marketing coupon to do that. So should you have a consultant, Dane 2019 says, should you have a business name prior to starting? It would be wise to come up with a business name and create a business name that is going to be such that it relates to every area in the transportation industry, because especially if you are considering scaling your business later on. Let's say you come out as a dispatcher, but you decide later on, hey, I want to have a trucking company side. I maybe want to have a broker side. So come up with a universal name that covers all aspects. Like, for example, something like ABC Logistics. Like the word logistics is a good name, because you can put aliases or DBAs, doing business as, under the logistics. So you can say ABC Logistics, DBA, or doing business as ABC Dispatching, or ABC Logistics, DBA, ABC Freight Brokerage, or ABC Logistics, DBA, ABC Trucking, or ABC Transportation. That's the trucking side. So come up with a name that's futuristic, that projects your scalability later on, because you don't want to lock yourself into just one thing if you intend on growing your company in other areas. Hopefully you follow that, right? So Malik says, yes, I have formed my company in the US as a name, Fellows Dispatch Service LLC. Okay, very good. So, and people are still uh, 6 p.m. Wednesday. So any other questions before we get off? We had about 45 minutes. We'll go from there. All right, we good? Hopefully I answered the questions. I wanted to promote the You're Welcome on Consultant Dame 2019. So no other questions. All right, we got 27 people in here, 16 likes. Very good. Thank you. I just noticed that. 16 likes. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. And then 28 people in the live. All right. Let me type this same login credentials. All right. So everyone's good. Answer the questions, people who are interested. Again, we have 15, and I'm sure people are going to see this, not just now, the live, but the replay, right? So we have 15,000 subscribers, right? I have 1,300 students. So 15,000 subscribers. I'm sure there's more people who want to consider training somewhere, right? And I'm sure you subscribe to other channels as well, right? So just do your due diligence, even if it's not with us. I'm totally fine with that. I just want what's best for you and your company starting your new business in dispatching, in freight brokering, in trucking. Do your due diligence, find the best marriage, if you will, the best match possible. So, okay, that'll match what you're looking for. Whatever your requirements are for starting your dispatching business, your trucking company, your freight brokerage, or your logistics company, whoever the instructor or the training company that provides that, that's who you should go with. Whoever can answer your questions the best, that's who you can go with. That's who you should go with, even if it's not us. If I don't, I will be the first to tell you that. If I'm not giving you what you need, then and you got someone else who is, then go with that person because it's your business. This is your livelihood. So yes. Okay. No questions, just blessings. May peace and grace be multiplied on you all. Thank you very much for those words. I love words like that because once they come out, once words are spoken, they exist, right? Once words are spoken, they exist. So he just spoke a beautiful word for all of us, Lamar. No questions, just blessings. May peace and grace be multiplied to you all, to everybody in this live, right? And who's going to be listening to the broadcast later on. He just spoke into existence some beautiful words. So everybody's going to be blessed by that. So, all right. 47 minutes. So going once, going twice. Want to make sure that everybody's good. Didn't leave anyone out. I'm going to put my information here again, my contact phone number, like I always do. All right, the website, the link to the website, the email. Just want to make sure I don't want to leave everything out. exoduslogisticsllc. Too many I's. See at yahoo.com. And the promotion itself, 20% off for all of our dispatcher 101 training for beginners, YouTube subscribers. Right. Promo code is, and in quotes, 20 YouTube November. I'm glad I'm able to type efficiently this morning. There we go. All the necessary information. The link to the site, the telephone number, the email, the promotion itself, and the promo code. So hopefully all bases are covered. Looking forward to hearing from you guys. Salute to you, and take care of yourselves, okay? God bless you.